Time now once again to check in with MotorWeek's top tech, Pat Goss. Let's see what kind of handy car care advice he has for us this week.
John, here's an interesting letter on a very hot topic. This is from Robert Edstedt of Spokane, Washington. I have a question for your Goss's Garage segment. Are the computers in today's cars date sensitive? If so, which ones, and are any of them not Y2K compliant? What should be expected on January 1st, 2000? Nothing. There will be no problems with automotive onboard computers. The majority of these units are not date sensitive. They have no embedded chips. They do not rely on dates to perform their functions. There are a few of them that are date sensitive, but we're told by the manufacturers that all of those will function properly. In other words, they are Y2K compliant. So there isn't going to be any deal with replacing boards or replacing complete computers or reprogramming them or anything like that. There really isn't an issue. Now, that also applies to units like we have here. These are onboard GPS systems. They tell you where to go. They map out your routes for you. Well, these, by and large, are also Y2K compliant. There could be a few older ones that might not be, but by this time you would already know that because they work on an end-of-week principle, and their end of week was August 22nd, 1999. So if yours went haywire, well, you know what that's about. Here we also have handheld GPS units, and all of those should be Y2K compliant. All right, so much for Y2K, but here's something else, modern, high-tech, something that you should be aware of. Many cars today have very sophisticated anti-theft systems on them, and they use keys with transponders built into them. Well, on some of these cars, if you have the right combination of things going on, you could have a situation where intermittently the car doesn't start. It might crank, it may not crank, it may just act like it's dead. Now, what could be happening here is if you have another transponder, that could be on another key for a similar vehicle, or it could be something like one of these mobile speed passes, or even a transponder in a security system for a building. The thing that happens here is whatever transponder passes the ignition switch first, well, the ignition switch will try to recognize that, and if it is the wrong transponder, it'll think that somebody is trying to steal the vehicle with a bogus key. It will then go into the active mode to shut everything down so that the vehicle can't be started. So make sure if you have keys with transponders that you don't have two of them on the same key ring, and that you don't put any other type of transponder on the key ring with your ignition key. That way, you're guaranteed not to have problems. If you have a question or a comment, write to me. If I use your letter, I'll send you a MotorWeek t-shirt. The address is MotorWeek, Owings Mills, Maryland, 21117.